Well, I think we're pretty close to ready to launch the chat management, at least for us. Do you guys recall if there was going to be a way for us to release the new chat manager without releasing it to everybody? Like, is it something that only we can use? Did we even talk about that?
Talking about the admin panel, or
Yeah,
like,
the web admin panel that AOD made to manage large chats. It's going to be, we talked about having it in those three dots. Remember, like you click on the chat in the top left, and then we'll have the three dots there. And that's going to load the new web view, which lets you manage it with more advanced features than what's just inside the basic manager. One of those being like the full user list, and then that's where we have places where we can like, pick a user or whatever. Um, I just can't remember if we had discussed a way to make it so that only we can have access to that in the actual live version first. But we could do testing in dev, but
what
it'd be
test?
really cool if we could do more testing in live before everybody got it.
Yeah, let's ask Jerry.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, because we're pretty much ready to launch that.
what's up?
Oh, hey, what's up, man? I didn't see you joined. You know the chat admin tool that AOD's been building?
Yeah.
So he's working on the Firebase component of that right now, to finalize the token that we're passing back and forth to make sure that's all working. As soon as that's done and we can get it into the dev environment, what I was curious about is, can we also get it pushed to the live environment, but only available to like specific users, like just us as administrators, so that we can also do some testing in the live environment?
Well, if it's the way it's going to be accessed is via a deep link in the app. So we need a trigger in the app that opens the admin regardless.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So that's good. So then we can effectively do testing in live as well.
If we had like a test flight build that was pointed and it just had this enabled, we could do it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, would you mind checking in with him to see if he needs any help with the Firebase thing? Because I think he was looking into it, and I don't know if he's really if he's able to work through that as efficiently as you would be able to.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Well, shall we get started?
Yeah. Do we hear from Amin?
I don't have any messages. Let's see. Let me double check. Have we heard from him at all since? I've been so all over the place this last week. Thursday, April 17th is the last time I see a message from him when he said
Oh, no,
was he here on Friday?
He was here Friday.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be here soon. Let's go ahead and get started then. Can you start on it, please?
Yes, John. So today I work on adding blood has image inside in get user info. So Jerry, I'm sitting my screen. I want to ask one thing
Okay.
here. That here user schema. So user get by key. What I did now, user get by key. I have added each blood has required. When it will pass from required to, then only we will return the blood has. That is correct. I have added one more.
What we can do, I'm thinking for the user profile image, since those don't really change, we could probably always return the blur hash as part of the model.
Always return. Okay. So inside, then I will remove this part here. User blood has required.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what I did inside this user schema, I have added here, let me select user key y key. See here, I have added inside user schema blur has user image blur there. I'll create the pull request and you can see it more details.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So I work on this part, and second part I work on creating a script for adding circles body for already created users. That part. So I have one question there. John, suppose someone already had added circles body, but topic has not been added. Since we added topic now, so can I delete already exist circles body and create new one? Then in that case only message text message would be in top. Otherwise, if I will add topic, it will come. A text message will get disappeared.
I see. So we need to remove it from everybody else's account.
Yes, yes, yeah. Absolutely. So which are already created. First, I need to delete it. Then I will create it.
Okay. Yeah, I
That
mean, as
then it
long
will be
as
in. Then it will be only order. Otherwise, it will not be in order.
the topics.
Topics, correct.
Okay. Yeah, as long as you're very confident that it's going
Mm.
to work properly.
Yes, yes, I'm confident about it. First, I will run that script in QA. Then I will ask you to verify it. Then only I will run on. Board.
Okay. So it's from the back end, not the database. It gets removed.
From the database. So suppose I will give you example. Suppose you already onboarded, and you don't have a circles body topic, and circles body chat is appeared for you. So what I will do, I will completely remove circles body chat from your lobby, and I will create circles body chat again, which has topic and default message.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Let's do that.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that is from side.
That's it. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Sounds good. Mm-hmm. um. Okay. Jerry, how about you continue?
Hey, um, yeah. So yesterday we worked a lot on those tickets, getting the invite tickets. I mean, it looks like they're working. They had a lot of people um that accepted invites this weekend. Let's see. Views. Let me see. We got some, but it was too soon to kind of get any data from it. But I saw that there were some people that did accept some invites, and
Mm-hmm. And it started Friday night, Saturday morning, basically.
mhm.
Okay. Are they rotating as you'd expect?
Yeah, yes, it goes by the fixed number.
Okay.
Uh, we got the let's see. Oh yes, we need to check the deep links because the caching for that has cleared. So we'll check that for the profile links, but still I need to work with Amin or somebody whenever he gets back to get those the clickable links working in the chat when you click a circles link. That rather than open Safari, have it open up, keep in the app.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Amin is here.
Okay, cool. Just whenever I think he knows what he needs to do, but if he needs any help, I'll be there.
Okay. Okay, good.
And yeah, Mid's working on the blur hash. I might have to review that PR and a couple things that we're gonna do today. Danny wants me to work with him on some analytics or acquisition funnels. I don't know how he wants to how he wants to name it, but there are a couple things he said that he wants to work with me on early this morning. And other than that, would be working with Ian and Ayad on getting that chat admin pushed. Once we have that done, I can give who do you want to implement the trigger to open the chat admin, John?
um, when you repeat that last question.
So, kind of what we mentioned when I first hopped on was we need an app update to add the trigger for the chat admin. So, who do you want to work on that? Like a button in
Oh,
the chat to
yeah.
open the admin.
Yeah. Probably mean.
Okay, then I'll talk to him on that too. But
Okay. Did you add the download button to the website?
oh yeah, that is done. That was done Friday. So
Cool.
have you seen it? It only shows when you're on a mobile device. When you're on a mobile device, it's at the very top underneath that Invest in Circles banner.
Underneath it or above it?
Underneath it.
Hmm.
It's at the top of the page
Okay, let me check.
on your phone, just on circles.com.
Yeah. 1 second. I see. I was thinking we were going to put it above it, like next to sign in.
Well,
And what buttons are they? Are these two different ones?
yeah, the one that goes to the Play Store and to the App Store.
Mm. Mm-hmm. I might not even know those are buttons, to be honest, because I see those a lot as labels. And we don't need two separate ones, right? We can use one and it'll route properly.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, I'd rather have it up at top, so it's like download circles. Like, so you got circles, then you got download circles, and you got sign in, sign up.
How would that? You want me to like really crunch it in there, like make the button smaller?
I think it could be about as big as that sign up button, but being on the very top, I wouldn't. As soon as you get below that green banner, there's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I came here thinking I want to download the app, that's where I would look at the top. I wouldn't. Anywhere else is kind of like I have to hunt for it. And I'd rather it just be one button.
Okay, yeah, we can do one button. I'm just concerned. Concerned we'll run out of space if we put it all in one row.
There's a pretty big opening right between circles and sign up or sign in.
I don't know what you're seeing is big.
Here, this is how it looks on mine. Tell me if this is different on yours.
I'm sending what I see to development.
Yeah, I mean, I am on a Pro Max. Maybe it's smaller on
Pro Max too, and mine looks almost the same. I just don't find that big. But I mean, if you want to try it, we can try it.
it's more space than the sign in button. And you can move sign in a little closer to sign up and maybe sign up a little more to the right.
Okay. Yeah, we can move it closer, but okay.
I mean, sign in can be smaller, and so can sign up too. Just, I mean, I would basically give it as much room as you need so that the font is at least the same size as sign in, and the button is at least as big as the sign up button, and it says download circles on 2 lines.
Okay. Download circles on 2 lines.
Yeah, download on top, circles on the bottom.
What color do you want the button?
Go with kind of like the blue and the white for the sign up, actually. Like that solid blue background. I think that would probably stand out the most.
Okay.
Maybe we can make sign up a little bit less.
Yeah, we can take some of the padding off the side on sign up.
Yeah. And sign up doesn't need a blue background. Maybe it just has like a blue text inside of it. White background, blue text. That way the download circles button really, really stands out. So
White background, blue text on which one?
Sign up.
Okay.
So the sign up button will look just like sign in, except the text will be blue and the border will be blue.
Okay. Yep. We'll give that a go. See what happens.
Then it'll be like really, it'll almost be centered, the download button. And reading from left to right, it'll be the first one. Yeah, that'll be good. It'll really stick out. Cool.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll make those changes, and I said I'll work with Danny and Ian today and see what we need to do.
Okay. And then what else going on?
Outside of that, I still need to write that script for the cares, like having cares like turn into shares for the retroactive stuff. What we can do too, though, is once we get the the Circles Buddy message is finalized, I might want to do a deployment for the backend into production. We'll probably production build soon, so I'll need a backend update for that.
Okay. I mean, those are final. I might change them again, but they're good enough to go with now.
Okay, I can arrange for a production backend update then.
Okay. Okay. On Friday we talked about that start the combo and said shared a undefined. I don't remember what did we resolve that?
I feel like we needed to check with how the front end was handling because the backend was delivering the data properly.
Right.
We were delivering like the profile type and all that. So
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Amin. I can't remember where we left off on that.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Sherry. Hey, Amin, how are you doing?
As you can hear me?
Yeah, a little
Hello?
bit. No.
Because I'm driving.
We can come back to you.
You now?
Yeah, we can come back. When will you be
Okay.
not driving?
In 20 minutes.
Okay, we'll come back to you.
20 minutes. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Okay, so Ismail, how are you doing? How's the trip so far?
Hey, you're doing good. Just trying to fix my sleep schedule. It was all right.
Yeah, I know. I'm 3 hours behind now as well, and I was real tired waking up. It's like
Yeah.
6:47 right now. So, yeah,
Oh, wow. That's super early.
yeah. But how's everything else going?
Yeah, it's going well. Actually, surprised I had no idea I was coming, so that was fun.
Cool.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, as far as where we left off, let me see. I think I left off we were working on a build. How did that go?
We didn't get all the way there.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, actually, wait. There was a build, and I have tested it. I'm sorry. It's. I feel like the last 2 days were like 10 days. Um, so yeah, we did get a build 23, but I don't recall if that made it to Android. Todd or Chantel, did you see build 23 on Android?
There is no 23 on Android.
Okay, right. Yeah, I have it on my test phone. Yeah, so we did get the build, but it's not going into production just because there was still. Oh, I gotta jog my memory. Where did we leave off Friday night? There was. Well, we'll get a means update. I mean, there was something still pending that needed to get addressed, but
Well, if yeah, I know there's a delay. So the last thing, it was like an issue with the start convo after like the bug that I was trying to figure out on Friday. Like after you do a start convo, the chat. If you go to the back to that chat, which is your inviter, you the transition it was weird. Also, like it was like if you try to initiate a topic in another chat and you go back to that inviter, you will find that topic still there. So that's the issue that I couldn't figure out, and that's still hold on. But like we fixed, like we're not fixed, but we added something else, like the sharing the podcast. So if you share a podcast, that would be a dynamic link, and whoever get that dynamic link will be if he has the app installed, when he click on that link, he will be directed to that podcast episode. And also we fixed the issue of the new friend notification. Like if you just made a new friend notification, that would take the user to the to his to that user's profile, and after seconds it will trigger the start combo. That's the last things that we add in the build. And yeah, the Android, I think it's not dead because we have to always like press submit button manually. Like we cannot like automate this. That for some reason that's why it's not there. But it's just like we need to press a button and it will be there.
Okay. And you said
But yeah, that's
um,
basically.
okay, yeah. And you're still working on the first bug around the start the combo.
Yeah, that's that I will be try to figure out. Like I know what's going on there. It's like a React navigation issue and why, but like how I would fix that issue, it's not working. When I apply to fix it, it's not like working. So there's something else like we're missing somewhere that's not missing. The fixes I'm doing they're not working. So yeah, that what I'll be tackling today.
Okay. Okay, cool. After that, I sent a Lottie. It's like a hint animation that
Yeah,
should be straightforward. Okay.
yeah, I saw that. It's gonna be one for you, like one for you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, just once, and then, but probably not the very first time the user gets there. Maybe the second time or the third time. But
Yeah.
we'll talk about it when
Okay.
you. Right. Okay.
All right. All right.
Okay. Cool. Todd, did you get a chance to install Build 23 on your iPhone? Play with that?
I did. Yeah, I have been.
Okay, cool. I haven't seen any major issues. I'm charging my test phone right now, but it'll be on a sec. But I don't remember any problems. The main
Yeah,
thing
it's not.
you could like edit messages.
Yeah,
And
that's been working good.
okay, good. And then yeah, let's go back to Ismail. Remind me again what else was in there. I know we can edit the messages. And what else was there?
Well, hopefully the unfavorite is also working everywhere now.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, let's test that. Okay.
yeah.
And
Other. Mhm.
there wasn't you took the pagination out of the topics, right?
Correct. So that was also, yeah, one of the major concerns. So hopefully it all went back to working, and I'm using the using the old list. So hopefully everything's back to working with topics
Yeah,
selector and everything.
it seemed good. Yeah, and then there's the groups you can choose from as well at the top of the lobby, right?
I didn't add that, but yeah, those are in the build. Like,
Yeah. Okay,
I think Amina worked on those.
that's right. Mhm.
Yeah, but yeah,
Now
they should be part of the build on the list.
that is on build 22 though, right? For Android.
It it,
Uh,
it is.
yeah. Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Um, so that's where I left off Friday. The last push what I did was removing the pagination and adding that unfavor before I had to go ahead and start packing to leave. So today, um, well, I could add that pagination back, but cover all the other edge cases if we still want that pagination in like soon.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, maybe we get a production build first. Well, maybe. What was holding us back? It was causing an indexing problem.
No, the index problem that was just from the list. So, um, the one of the concerns was when you create a topic, and it gets added to the cache, it wasn't being added properly. It would be sent and everything. You just can't see it initially until you go to the lobby and back. That was one problem. Another problem was uh the pagina. Oh yeah, after you send a message and then you try to leave, it gives you that modal. It was like you did send the message even though you did. Again, it was just due to his other cache problem. So we need to
Mhm.
handle those are the two edge cases I'm aware of.
Okay, so that you still have to find a solution for those, though, right?
Correct.
Okay. Um, yeah. I mean, I guess we got to do it at some point. So, otherwise, what else do you have on your plate?
Well, otherwise we're working on chat replies.
That's right. Yeah, that's big. we'll wait on that just a minute. Because we need to do a little design work just to make sure we like where it's going to go.
Correct.
I found an odd bug. I think actually Ian reported this last week, and I just sent it into development. Um, maybe you could look at it, Ismail. Maybe Jerry, you could look at it. And I mean, when you get to your computer, if we still don't have it resolved, it's really bizarre. Um, you know how on iMessage there's autocorrect, and like sometimes I'll highlight a word as you're typing if the word isn't spelled right or something like that. I'll just highlight it for you, and things like that. Well, for some reason, our chat has gotten very aggressive on me with replacing. And I really couldn't even type out words into the chat. I closed the app, I reopened it, and it's not my phone necessarily, because like I copied and pasted the same partial message into iMessage and was able to type it out okay. Something with React Native, with our version of it in chat, you can see from the screen record that it's like forcing me. I'm not doing any of the stuff you're seeing there. I'm just typing letters.
Mm. I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that we're saving the messages.
I posted my video as well. Mine is a little bit longer, and I have multiple examples in that one video, but it's the same thing that John is experiencing. And the best way to define what's happening is that as we're typing, the cursor will jump back to the middle of a prior word or to the middle of the word that you're currently typing. And I wouldn't doubt that there's probably some relationship between Apple's predictive text functions and this bug. It seems possible, but I have not seen this in any other apps. So John's on the, I think, right track here. It's something to do with how we're React Native, our front end. I don't know what, but it is a very strange bug. John, did force closing the app and reopening it solve it?
No, no, and I had a different chat. I have another screen record of it happening in a different chat, so it didn't matter which chat I was in, and force closing and reopening did not resolve it. Now it's been 24 hours. I could try again.
Yeah.
No,
So
I think this is a behavior problem with the front end,
Hmm.
from what I can see.
How do we resolve that? Because this would be one of I would consider a very critical bug.
Correct.
Do you have a clue on how to address it?
We'll have to see why it's happening first. Maybe I think it might have to do with the fact that we're saving the text. Maybe it's not playing nice with that, with like the Apple correct. Um, mm, yeah, I
I
need to
hate the
see.
Apple Correct. Like the Apple Correct has been wreaking havoc on us. I haven't even brought this up because there's so many other things. But if you're in a search, okay, so if I search for somebody's name, um, which is a super common thing to do, I write their first name. We have tens of thousands of people using our app, so there's going to be a lot of people with that first name. So you got to type some letters of the last name if you want to zero in. As soon as you get to like the second letter, you probably have a short list now. But if you were to tap on the names in the results, because you don't have a real word, like the two letters might not be a word yet. Apple, their autocorrect has a blue like highlight on your two letters. So then anywhere you tap basically deletes those two letters or auto corrects them into like what they think the word should be. So like right as you tap on the name, it changes the letters into two different letters, and then you get different results. It's super annoying.
I think we can. I think I may be able to turn that off on names.
That would be great.
Yeah, I'll look into it. But I think we can. I'll add a prop to try to turn it off on names. I'm pretty sure it's an option, but
Okay.
I have to double check.
Okay, and I think maybe Gary still has to remove, like if I type a name and then a space, do I lose my results still? I can't remember. Do you remember addressing that, Jerry?
What query this is?
If I just like go to the people search, let's say.
There are some that I did, some I'm not sure. Let me go. If I go add friend,
The space is there. It is still working on this name search, but what about places? Let's try that.
Okay, that's probably something different.
Okay.
They're all different queries.
No, it seems to be working after the place search too. I swear I saw it just the other day, but maybe you fixed it out. I think we discussed it. Maybe you addressed it. I'll keep an eye out if I see it happening somewhere.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, Ismail, can you remove that? That autocorrect thing is just overly aggressive.
Yeah, when it comes to that, it's normally a good idea to just
Is it
turn
worth
it off.
discussing turning it off in more places?
Yeah, like place searches too.
It's tough. Yeah, place searches, anytime that you type in a business name, it's like I don't know if you guys have the same experience, but when I'm on Safari in my on my phone and I open up a new tab and I want to do a search on Google, it anticipates that the search field says search or enter a website name, and it has autocorrect completely off in that field, and sometimes it's really annoying because I'm trying to search for something on Google. I'm typing in a phrase. Other times it's great that autocorrect is off because I'm trying to type in a very unique website name, which would get autocorrected and destroyed. So there's not really a good way to do it, and I think Apple chose the best of the two options, which is just to turn it off completely in that point. So I think maybe we could take a page out of their book here and say when we're searching for businesses or names, that's probably a good time for us not to be using autocorrect.
I mean, that's basically every search. So we should probably just turn it off in all searches because we're either searching businesses or names or some type of entertainment category.
Right. Now, like messaging, obviously it's nice to have, but otherwise, yeah, it gets in the way a lot.
Yeah, well, and then we have this problem with messaging right now.
Well, yeah, with messaging, it's tough. We certainly want to have Apple's assistance with autocorrecting people's words,
Mm-hmm.
but not breaking the text either.
Yeah. Well, how would you resolve the first bug, Ismail?
Going for the chat.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what the cause is. So it so it looks like you have autocorrect. You went back and you manually corrected it, and then you continued typing and it took you back. That's kind of what I see.
I think the screen record I sent that one I'm strictly typing. I
Ye-
might have pressed one of the words up in the suggested words.
Mm, let me see. I need to see how it's.
It like literally is just jumping around on me with me just
My
typing letters
I don't know if my video showed up for you guys. I pasted a link to it. It works for me, but I posted a video right after John. Can you guys see that
in development.
in development?
Yeah, yeah.
My video might be more helpful because I was intentionally recording this exact bug and I repeated it multiple times and I even went really slow. So at like the 20-second mark on my video, you'll see like, okay, or 18 seconds. I was like, all right, I'm just going to delete all this text and I'm going to start writing it again.
Hmm.
And if you just drag the video slider forward very slowly, you'll see that like as soon as I hit the letter I on my keyboard, it immediately bounces me back to the previous line. It doesn't put the letter I even in, like that letter doesn't even make it into my message, and it moves the
Hmm.
cursor back to a previous spot.
Hmm.
Do you know how you triggered it, Andy? I think I might have triggered it by using those suggested words on the top of the keyboard.
I'm 99% sure I never tapped one of those suggested letters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would say 100%. If you watch my video, I absolutely do not touch it in this video. But prior to that, I don't use those ever.
Oh.
Like really, like never ever do I use those. I almost just turned it off. But
Mm,
I could have accidentally pressed it before I started recording, but I doubt that.
mm, okay.
Um. So I see one thing that I see that you don't, you have that I don't have, John, is that you have where it completes the typing for you in like light gray.
Yeah.
video. Is that, do I have that like disabled or something? I don't think I see that on my keyboard.
Hmm.
Or what version of iOS are you running on?
Let's see.
Because also, so with our text field, only chat though, in particular, I'm using a specific text field that allows you to paste pictures of videos. It's a library. Um, so I also want to make sure maybe you have to maybe update that library or something like that would help
That, that makes
us.
sense. Is this a new library we're using?
No, it's not new. This has been available ever since we created chat, but that specific
Ismail?
text input is a library. And I remember there was a problem with it. Just 1 second, I just remember there was a problem with it. Daddy pointed out in the past where sometimes if you type a word and it autocorrects it for you and you hit send, whatever it autocorrects stayed in the chat. This is before chat save, like before we saved it. So what I'm saying is there might be a problem there. Yeah, I mean, you have something to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say like those issues just appeared after like the Windows. Remember how we now in the code there's like multiple states for the same text field? I'm suspecting maybe that now we have like multiple states for one thing. There's like a conflict between those, especially when a title, I think again says, um, the cursor jumps back. That's like a re-render going on there. So I don't think it's the library we're using, that based library we're using, but it's something related to the state that we've been doing with the edit text state we just introduced.
Mm,
Maybe that will worth
um,
looking to first.
yeah, that was so those were my basically, yeah, the two concerns that I mentioned. I was like, the first one was the save state. I need to look into that, and the second one was the library because even before the save state, the library did have a weird behavior where if it autocorrects, and it was related to autocorrect as well. If it autocorrects and you hit send, it will delete everything. But if you go back to your chat, you would see that word that it autocorrected in chat alone. Weirdly enough, and this was before we introduced save states. Um, inside. But yeah, this one is new. This was the first time I see this, and it could be related to safe state. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I have a feeling maybe it could also be related to the library because I have seen problems around correction. That correction with that library not playing nice.
Okay.
Um,
I'm on 18.3.2, by the way.
18. So you are using the newest. And you have you have another phone on 17, right?
Yeah.
If you can do me a favor, see if you can also reproduce it there. That'll be useful information. That
Yeah.
way we can make sure it's we can just like rule out. I mean, unfortunately, Apple has been very buggy lately, so I just want to rule that out. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Apple buggy. Maybe a new update with the iOS is not playing with the like with the library. Again, this is a big maybe. I just want to make sure that I'm not chasing a ghost if that is the case.
Sure. Um, I've never reproduced it anywhere besides just Friday or Saturday, whenever it happened.
Hmm.
But I'll try on my test phone.
But did you update recently? Is this a new update on your phone, or have you been on that
Um,
same software update?
how would I know when it
Well,
updated?
do you have the auto update on, or do you
I
update
do. I
manually?
do. Yeah, I
Oh,
do
you
have
do.
an update. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
Like I said, this is kind of, I guess, me make I guess, Ian, what version are you on iOS?
iOS version, right? Yeah, 18.4.1.
4.1, the newest. Okay, so you guys are on different ones. Mm, it might not be related to that. I was just kind of, I just want to make sure I eliminate all.
That's good speculation. I was kind of wondering the same thing.
Yeah.
Because that by the way, John, you probably should update to 4.1. There was a pretty major vulnerability that got patched.
really?
A 0-day vulnerability that got patched with 18.4.1. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I mean I've gotta guess it has something to do with how crappy Apple's keyboard has been since 18 in general. iOS 18's keyboard has been just awful.
Yeah.
The predictive text functions, I'm guessing it's a conflict of some kind there, but it is unusual that John and I both, for the first time ever, saw this bug occur in the last
I
few days.
Sorry, wait, and it just came to me. What phones are you guys running on?
We're both on 16 Pros.
And
So you
I
guys
also
have Apple Intelligence. Okay, I don't have that. So that could also be something to keep
yeah,
in
because
mind.
on my 13, it's like kind of the old style, which is a lot easier to deal with. It's not jumping around or anything on me.
So the auto completion, is that related to Apple Intelligence, or is that not the auto completion, the grayed out where it completes the word for you?
It'll suggest a couple letters of the word, if that's what you mean. It won't suggest the next word.
No, no, yeah, but I'm saying about, yeah, you see that light gray. It's kind of like when we're coding and it gives us a code suggestion.
Yeah, I mean, I am seeing it in this iOS 17 version.
Yeah, I was
Is
gonna say
there?
I don't think that was part of Apple Intelligence's
That was
rollout. I'm
not.
pretty sure that they that's their predictive text, that it's inline predictive text, and I feel like they've had that for a while.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
yeah.
it is doing it on my 13. And not the bug, but it is doing it where like I have a partially spelled word and it highlights in blue the like I'm typing out the word lighthouse, which is a long word, and I'm at LIGHTHO, and it decided to put all those letters into a blue highlight, and then it's auto suggesting the next three letters, which is USE for lighthouse. But it's one of those things where like if I tap anywhere, it'll delete because since it's highlighted, kind of like on Microsoft Word, if you highlight something and then type a letter, it just goes away. Um, it'll just go away if I
Mm,
were to tap somewhere.
You know, you might be onto
okay.
something though, because that gray text is not showing up for me. I'm texting John directly in Circles or messaging him, and that predictive text isn't appearing for me for some reason.
Well, and the reason I'm kind of focusing on that is because I noticed that both you and John, when this happened to you, it was there.
Yeah, I think you're probably onto something.
But you had the bug, Ian, right? So,
Yeah.
but you're saying
Um,
it wasn't it wouldn't do the letters.
let me go back to my video real quick, because that gray predictive text thing that he's talking about. Let me see if it happens. EPI. Yeah, it happened as soon as that gray suggested word appeared in the text.
Mm.
Yeah, you've got to be onto something there. There's no way that that's a coincidence.
Okay, so I can't seem to have that come up on my screen, that great text.
Type a
Um,
long word like recommendation.
like just as a first word and just don't finish it.
Yeah, and by the time you get to like for me, it was before I got to the D in recommendation. It suggested the D.
Mm.
And then when I get to the T in recommendation, it suggests ION.
There's a
Um,
there's another feature it's kind of a part of this whole thing, where when you start typing a word that it thinks you want to use, if you just hit the space bar, it'll
Yeah,
complete the word for you.
yeah,
mhm.
which I kind of use sometimes.
Yeah. Huh. I wonder if that like predict that level of predictive text, whatever that exactly is called, that gray text that appears, I wonder if we can disable that specifically in a field.
The thing is, I can't trigger it. It's pissing me off.
I know, you know what's funny? I can't trigger it right now either. I'm typing to John. Tried to type in the word recommendation or any of those long words I sent you, John. Lighthouse, intelligence, creative, obfuscation. It's not trying to autocomplete any of those words.
Mm, yeah, so it's a
Oh,
setting.
predictive text. That's what it's called. So there's autocorrection, there's predictive text, and you can turn that on and off in your keyword settings on iOS. And I do have it on.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm,
but I don't know if I can target it where I can turn it off like in our app. It's in particular in chat. But
mm,
because it's happening with that makes me think that maybe it's not the state. Maybe it's the new predictive text that Apple introduced is not playing well with our library. Maybe because I have seen it in the past not play well with autocorrection.
Yeah. What happens if we upgrade the library?
we we don't know if necessarily upgrading it does address this problem because it looks like they've maybe made some changes on how this works for the
Did
predictive
they,
set because because it wasn't happening in the past and it's happening now.
yeah, did they
And
specifically address that bug in any of their updates?
I don't know, or maybe I mean it would be hard for me to believe that both you and Ian noticed it now and you've never noticed it before. And here's the thing, it's saving state. Well, saving state has also been a thing for a while now. Let me look at my code. Hmm, this is tricky. Like there's a lot going on. Let me see if I made any major changes in my text component that could lead to this. But again, I can't think of anything that could be connected to like auto or predictive text. Um, and if it was happening in the past, you guys would have noticed it.
Yeah, when did you first notice it, Ian? About a week ago?
Friday.
So, John, can
No,
you
it was
just do me a favor? Try to do that predictive text on your other phone. That's on iOS 17.
Oh, I'm
I've been
sorry, not Friday. No, no, it was earlier than that. It was Tuesday. It was almost a week ago.
yeah, I've been trying on my phone with 17 and I can't reproduce it. But then again, I haven't, like I said, I haven't even seen it except for the one time. Was it yesterday or Saturday? I think it
Yeah,
was
and
Well,
yesterday.
a difference between John and I, by the way, is that when I force closed the app and I came back to it, the state of my text was saved, and I was able to continue to type that word I was unable to type, and it worked perfectly.
but because it didn't do the predictive text for you.
I don't know. I didn't record it after it was when it was working.
Oh, you know what? You just gave me a huge clue. Yeah, that is the difference, Ismail. So, you know how you can navigate away and the
Mm-hmm.
text stays in the field?
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was there for a while. Like I had the text
Ooh, was mine?
probably. I'm gonna bet on it. So something with that, Ismail. That's what's causing it.
Was saving the text.
Yeah, the text being there when you navigate away and come back.
You're right. Mine was too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
because I remember I was talking to you about making a post in what's streaming. You remember that conversation? I was like, I'll just post in
yeah,
there right now. And you were
yeah,
like, oh, hold on. And then I killed the app. And then I came back to it a few minutes later and decided to do the post.
right. Yeah, that's what it was for me too. So that's the root of it, Ismail.
So it was saved, and then you came back
Yeah, I
after
had a
it was
partial
saved.
sentence typed out and I left the app and came back.
Okay, and then you continued
I didn't even force
typing.
close it. Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Let's see if I can recreate it on the latest build.
Mm.
It didn't recreate it on this latest build this time, but then I did have it backgrounded for a long time. I don't know if that has something to do with it,
No, shouldn't. But
but
so
that's
okay,
that's the common thread.
but that still doesn't change the fact that it happens when the predictive text does come up.
Yeah,
Like right now, you can't constantly reproduce it without the predictive text.
right. Maybe when I came back, I tried to backspace on a word.
Oh, there, I got the predictive text.
Okay.
Okay. And then do I finish typing it out, or do I add a space in between before the word finishes?
If you hit space, it'll finish the word for you.
It just happened, I think. Okay, let me try that again.
Yeah, I'm not able to reproduce it very easily here. Not at all yet.
Me neither. I just tried doing exactly what we talked about.
Yeah, but that is the common thread for sure. Was it that message? I had a message sitting there for quite a while. Maybe I typed a different. I was trying to type a different message in a different topic or different conversation. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Okay, I just got the predictive text and it is working. I even have it saved. I'm gonna close the app maybe, go back, pick up where I left off. Still has a word there. I'm gonna say so I just did both. I just kept it saved, went back, got the predictive text, pressed space to complete it, and continued typing, and it didn't reproduce it. Okay, I love these bugs.
Yeah, that's annoying. I mean, you were never able to reproduce the actual bug, right?
I never ran into it personally, but obviously it's a bug. And let me see. Let me see if I can find more common factors here in your videos. So they were both okay. John, you're in main chat.
Yeah, and I have
Mm,
another screen record too. Let me see what that was.
and Ian was
Another one in a
inside a compose.
I have another one in a topic, and maybe that's where it started. I was in a topic. Um, I was sharing a. I was sharing a movie and typing in the topic and started doing it. I think I might have navigated away from a topic that I was sharing. Is it possible you started the problem, Ian, by sharing a topic first?
Very, very possible.
Let me see if I can recreate that.
Well, in the first screenshot or the first recording you sent me, you don't have topics. You
I
just have
know,
one main
but,
chat.
but that is because it persisted. The problem started before that. I have a different screen record,
Mm.
and the original one, I'm in a topic sharing something
Well,
else.
right now you're outside the topic. You're in a whole different chat. So any cache, any kind of
Yeah, but what I'm
probably
saying
it's
is,
been cleared.
um, it started in a different way.
Okay.
Let's.
I mean, I, the thing is, I mean, if you watch the videos again, I mean, how would save, how would that Atom state be related? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if there was a problem with the Atom state setting, first of all, why does it always happen with
The
like auto
mistake,
correction?
like the React state, like we added a new one. Remember?
Well, correct. Even that, like, how can we relate it to any state? It's not necessarily re-rendering. It's like switching. It's like moving the cursor to
Anyway, that's
back
like
a few. Um, which again, it might be a state. I'm not saying it's not totally possible, but like, I can't see the connection necessarily.
you are you able to reproduce it?
Not easily. No. Oh, I can't right now. I'm trying. I'm not able to.
Well,
Um,
I would suggest if you can able to reproduce it, like you revert the code back. It's especially like for the chat text field, you go
mhm.
like you look up history and you see like I don't know, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago,
Yeah. The thing is,
and
we can't constantly reproduce it, unfortunately, at the moment. Like, we still don't have a way to like, oh, this is how you do it, 1, 2, 3.
mhm.
But yeah, and that's why I'm kind of thinking kind of out loud. Like that's why I'm I'm just like, oh, let me try doing this, because if we can reproduce it, it'll be easy for me to, like you said, like revert the code, add this, add that, see if help us debug it, obviously. But no, we still can't constantly reproduce it, unfortunately.
Maybe because they're doing it on the phone, so they type really fast. While like with the simulator, it's like
I'm doing it on the phone as well. Like
Mm.
right now, I'm testing on my physical phone. But yeah, we need steps. Like we need 1, 2, 3, and it recreates it. I'm gonna try to get to that first. That'll be my best shot on debugging this and fixing it. It's having a constantly to reproduce it. Otherwise, we're gonna be kind of shooting in the dark because we don't know if our fix worked or not really. See, I don't want to keep holding everybody up on this. So I guess John, Ian, if you guys notice any patterns or anything that can help me reproduce it, please let me know. I'm gonna try to find a way to reproduce it so I can start debugging it.
Yeah, we'll do.
Okay.
It might. I'm hoping that maybe with some short amount of research, you might be able to find this as a common problem. I just don't know what that gray text is called officially.
Predictive,
You know,
predictive text. That's what they call it.
well, is that not the same thing as what the 3 bars of predictive text are above the keyboard?
Uh,
Because I think that they have specific
well,
names. Each of
I can
those.
I can turn it off, which I just did. Let me see if those bars still exist. Mm, mm, Yeah, I think the bars went away. Yeah, those bars are called predictive text as well.
So I wonder if maybe it's all one thing. You know, those bars as well as the gray text that appears, if they're all like a single element that we either allow or we don't.
There's something called character preview.
Character preview. Interesting.
Is that it?
Maybe. Let me see.
I turned that off.
Oh
Yeah,
no, that's when
I think it's like the one that shows the gray letters afterwards, right?
I think character preview is when you tap a key on your keyboard and it shows the key above your thumb when you tap
Oh,
it.
you're right. You're right.
Mm.
So maybe predictive text is both. Like maybe they're a package. Like you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Let me see. I can test it really quick here.
Definitely common thread though was
Yeah.
text
It
had
looks
been sitting there.
Yeah, so it looks like it is related to the like predictive text is both those top and that grayed out. Like it's
So it's
it,
called inline quick type predictive text.
Mm.
It looks like. I'm just doing a little research on it. I don't know if maybe that will help at all. I don't know if it's its own element that could be disabled, or more importantly, and something that maybe is already a known bug with React. Maybe they're aware of this.
Let me see.
I just cannot recreate it. So annoying. I'm just like button mashing now, and I just can't get it to not form right. I think it had everything to do with that message that had persisted was there,
For a while.
yeah, at least an hour. So that's making it hard to reproduce. So let's think about that for a second. How does it really remember after an hour?
No way. So listen to this. It typically happens when the text input value is being managed with state and re-rendered too frequently. So this is ChatGPT's initial response to that. So we are storing the state of that text, but do we re-render the state of that text? Like, are we re-rendering it in the middle of us typing it?
Mm.
It feels like it.
So wait, so you're
Actually, wait.
saying
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
Because it takes you back
it's
to where
taking
you
me back-
were in its safe
Yep.
state.
Yep, it's taking me back to the original words that were typed out. That's a good catch too.
It's taking you back to original. Okay. But wait, but does it have to do with predictive text in particular?
No, it doesn't seem like it's
state and predictive text?
I have a feeling the predictive text is an element of the problem, but it would make sense that the problem is sourced from it attempting to re-render the saved text in that field. And
Yeah.
maybe the predictive text is triggering that re-render.
Correct.
Yeah, it's keeping me stuck at the last word I left off on and keeps bringing me back to it over and over on both of my screen records.
Okay, so check this out. This is before we added this text save, right? If you're typing a message and it autocorrects it for you and you click send.
If you're sharing this mail, we can't see it.
No, I'm not sharing. I'm just talking out loud.
Sorry.
Or thinking out loud. But when you share a message, and then Jerry, this is the same problem. Remember when you said the same message was being sent twice,
Mm-hmm.
but it really wasn't? If you type in something wrong, you click send, it kind of like reinserts it inside the text input. Now this is before we had text save.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Can you just remind me real quick how we exactly do it? We just we just send a word that doesn't make that's wrong.
Yeah, it was I tell you some nonsense word and it prompts something that prompts the autocorrect. So yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Some word that
Do
gets
this.
highlighted via autocorrect and then twice. Yes. So it sends once as the incorrect version and the second time as the corrected version.
It sends one as the okay, and then the one that one stays in your text, right?
They're both. So let me message you Ismail test. So if I type in PRO, I'm gonna type you PROATNE, and I send it for. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't do that. It doesn't do it in the compose. But if I do it in, let's see. There we go. Profane and profane. Yeah, so autocorrect, if you hit the backspace, Apple has logic to turn off the autocorrect. So you have to type it incorrectly the first time and not backspace.
And
So
not
if I was able to-
backspace.
Right. Backspace it disables the autocorrect. So if you type PROTANE, it's going to want to correct it to profane, and you can click the send button twice, and it sends twice.
Ah, there we go. So yeah, so I just sent it, but it stayed in my yeah. So like you said, and the whole sentence stayed inside my text. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, yeah, like if you guys do as Jerry said, like you just say you're typing in a word, and it wants to autocorrect. You don't hit backspace. Just send it as wrong, and make sure it's highlighted before you send it as wrong. Like when it wants to autocorrect, it kind of highlights it.
Yeah.
And if you send it, it will send it, but it will stay inside the text field. And then again, maybe that. So that tells me that it could be something of how we have it set up. I don't know if there's something wrong with the library. And and this is before I added saving the chat, right? But that still doesn't mean we never use state. Oof. Okay, let me do some more research on this. First of all, I need to fix this bug because maybe this would help me fix the other bug, and I need to find a way to reproduce the other bug consistently. So yeah, let me kind of keep an eye on this. Like maybe it's not necessarily Apple's keyboard. Maybe it has to do with our state and how how autocorrect affects it or predictive text.
Yeah, it kind
Um,
of just seems like something is happening when the predictive text appears. It's almost like triggering the re-render of text.
correct.
Yeah.
So
I think in conjunction with it trying to save the state of the text too, and I may have had a partial word typed out. Maybe that has something.
yeah.
To do.
Yeah. So I think we definitely have, like I said, and this might necessarily be an Apple bug, but it might be the way Apple does it and the way we have our text set up. They don't play nice together. Um, so maybe because I don't know, maybe with the like text reference as well. Because look, we have a text reference that that we update, and then we have the text value. Maybe they're not in sync. Yeah, I kind of need to kind of go back and look at that code step by step.
It's okay. Well, all right. Let's start there because that one's really important. Just try and get that resolved.
Yeah, and if you guys can find a way to reproduce it, that would be super helpful.
Yeah, I've been trying. It's really hard. Ian, will you keep trying too?
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm trying.
But
Okay.
yeah, so I guess I'll be working on the pagination topics, this chat problem, and turning off autocorrect, and well, I guess everywhere. I might miss a few places, but I will at least try to. I'll do it on the main searches we have, like people and message, or when you're searching for people inside messages, and maybe side when searching for entertainment and stuff. So, I mean, we'll keep at it. Like after we figure out for one place, we can easily do it for the other. So we'll kind of slowly start switching them off or autocorrection. But I'll try
Yeah.
to do as much as I can with the first PR.
Okay.
Other than that, obviously we have chat replies where I guess we're gonna hold off on that a little bit. Um,
Yeah, it's a little bit longer.
so that means if after done with these, I can get all these out of the way today. And if there's anything else pending, send it my way.
Okay. Just small things. Um, Ahmed, I'm gonna send you something. I got duplicate notifications Saturday at the same time. Let me send you a screenshot and you can look into this.
Okay.
Okay. And I mean, are you back to okay, I just sent
Yeah.
it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're still looking to the start the combo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And where else did you leave off on Friday?
Oh yeah, we did the build by when I finished working on the dynamic links and start convo after the new friend notification. That's where we start off, like as for the front end.
Yeah, and you got all the PRs at that time merged in, right?
No, they're not merged. they need a review. I did a build from them, but they're not merged with Dev yet.
Okay. Which ones are not merged?
Like the two. Let me see. Yeah, also like we fixed a crash you had because of one signal. I just remember that looking to the PRs. So yeah, there's three PRs there. I'll send them to Ismail. You got some time to review them.
Okay. Okay. And what else is going on?
Yeah, that's all. That was Friday.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. I want to work on the styling a little bit when you're ready for the what's it called? The those groups that you can select from above the lobby. But this is
Hmm.
minor. And install the drawer too. I want to make sure that fits over like spotlights on the group chat button. So
You mean the new locking? That's just a
uh,
drawer.
yeah, just I want to make sure the spotlight shows up in the right
Hmm.
position. So, but when you're free, so let me know when you're
Okay.
done with the navigation thing. Okay. Trying to see what else here. Jerry, you wanted to talk to me a little bit about dynamic links?
I don't think we needed to talk to you. I think it was just talking with Amin about the links that the in-app links, the URLs. But I think we talked about that Friday.
Yeah, no, I was saying you had a question for Amin, right?
I mean, I guess my question is, do you have any questions about like clicking a link in chat that is a
Um,
dynamic?
yeah, I remember like we talked about that. That I need to work on to. I mean, yeah, we talked about like I will need to look into if there is like a native solution that we don't have to do any much of coding. But if there is not any, then we would need to filter out links in the chat, our links in the chat, as like not real links, but more of like a deep links. So no, I don't need anything from Jerry. It's all like front end.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. um, what else then? Well, sounds like we all have tasks. Maybe we can. We've got a lot of other stuff to work on the side here. So give me just a minute. Yeah, give me a minute. I'll be back. I want to check on a couple things. Okay. Oh yeah, the other thing that we need to work on. This would be Chantel and Jerry, and me and Danny and Todd as well. We want to make some announcements by Wednesday, maybe by Tuesday night. Um, the campaign comes out of private mode Wednesday morning, and so we want to get the word out. We should probably be trending number one right away on WeFunder's homepage, so we should get a lot of buzz around it. So I want to work on. I wrote a couple emails. I sent it to Danny and Todd. Did you guys get any in? Did you guys get a chance to read those? Want to do?
Yeah, I like them coming from us, but we need one coming from WeFunder too.
Yeah, no, I was thinking they would come from WeFunder.
If they come from WeFunder, they have to be positioned from WeFunder's point of view, and the emails are like they're like
Hmm.
we, it's talking first person.
Yeah, we can modified a little bit.
Yeah, but also I got that email from Johnny today that said we are actually top 1% crowdfunding of all time. So I feel like we could use that too.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so we need to strategize on it, gather lists, figure out how
Links, we need links. That's the other thing I want. I mean, really, it wasn't
links.
me that needed to work with Jerry. It was all of us. Like, I want to make sure we can track all these Instagram
Yeah,
links, and I want to get those guys who we're working with the ability to see the progress without seeing too much.
yeah. We guys, we had a Instagram page with over 10 million followers follow us a couple days ago, and they're followed by huge A-list celebrities and influential people, and they're going to post for us regarding our campaign, which is really cool. So we want to highlight that, obviously, and then there'll be like other like feeder pages that'll probably pick it up. So yeah, I mean, and WeFunder did confirm, they sent us an email from their president that we're top 1% of all time industry-wide crowdfunding, equity crowdfunding. So they have cleared us to use that statement, which is pretty cool.
That's
So a lot
really
of, yeah, isn't that awesome?
so. Which industry is it in? Just tech or specifically mobile apps?
All crowdfunding ever.
Oh,
Yeah, in the history of crowdfunding, we're in the top 1%,
that's
and not just
incredible.
with WeFunder, but industry-wide, like all the competitors to WeFunder as well.
Wow,
Yeah, pretty
that's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah. Yes, really cool. So we're getting momentum. We're getting approached by really large, influential sources. So yeah, I want to leverage all of it, and maybe we turn off our recording here.